My name is Diane Haworth, and I'm the founder of the Be Love Principles. In this video, you're going to watch in real time as a lovely woman named Brooke works through a current issue in her own life using this template that has come through me that's called the Be Love Principles. So before we get started, I wanted to just give you a quick little idea of what the principles are. There are 4, and these are statements that can be used individually or together as a process, which is what you'll see today in this video. It's a way for you to consciously connect to your own inner divine wisdom. So no matter what challenge, event, issue, or opportunity that you have come up in your own life, you can get out of your head and get a higher, divine, intelligent perspective on what's going on. So that's what we do with it. Now, the principles are very simple, and this is what they are. The first one, greet everyone with an open heart without an agenda. Number 2 is see the divine essence in everyone and everything. 3 is forgive quickly, completely, and unconditionally. And number 4 is remember you never left the light of the all. So you'll see in this video how we work through this process with Brooke. I do want to mention that, especially when we get to the third part, forgiveness is big for lots of us. And I understand that. What has been revealed to me by working with this material now for several years is the energy that shifts when you're able to go to that true place of forgiveness is what is, it's liberating, it's freedom. It does not condone another's behavior. That's not what this is about. We're not saying that a particular action shouldn't be followed up with, legal ramifications. Whatever legally you need to do with something, go ahead and do it. This is all about individuals being able to release resentment, fear, guilt, blame, shame, those kinds of lower energies that constrict our lives. That's where this forgiveness piece comes in. If you're working through something on your own as you go through this video, we get to the forgiveness part and you're not ready to forgive yet, you can always just say to yourself, show me what it would feel like to be open to forgiveness. That's an alternative for you. If you have questions, you can always contact me at the website. Everything will be down here below in the description. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your willingness to see how the Be Love principles work for Brooke and how they might work for you. Okay, this is Diane. Thanks again for being here, and here we go. Hello and welcome. I am excited you are here with me and my new friend, Brooke. We are going to be going through the Be Love principles as a process. So before we begin, Brooke, I am so appreciative of you being here today. And I just want to make sure everyone knows we've never met in person.
No, definitely.
You responded to a request I made through my newsletter for people who are interested in going through this. So just tell everyone how you became aware of me and the principles, just so they understand.
Yes. So I saw you in the Seeker Summit. You were one of the key speakers, and I really enjoyed the talk. There was something that just kind of clicked with me. And then I saw your email later. It's not something I normally do, so it was a bit out of character, but I felt just drawn to it and thought, if it's meant to be, she'll reach out. And I'm really excited that you did.
Oh, I am so appreciative that you're here. And I'm appreciative that you all are here to watch us go through this Be Love principles process, which I can tell you, we met 5 minutes ago on Zoom. So we've never done it yet. So, okay, Brooke, let's go ahead and get started. What issue, event, challenge, what in your life is going on right now that you would like to work through using the principles as a template?
Definitely. So I started my spiritual journey probably about a year ago and have made lots of kind of leaps and bounds in that regard. And I feel like I'm being drawn to this kind of path. And I'm in kind of the middle of it right now. There's a lot of things coming up, lots of fears of being seen, of fears of telling my truth, really being connected. And so I'm feeling kind of an inner block and struggle with kind of where I was, what I thought in my life I saw as expectations, as my version of success. And I kind of got to that point and realized that's not exactly, the purpose or where I want to be. So I'm kind of in this phase right now where I'm exploring different things and really trying to be more connected to my heart. I'm feeling kind of blocked there as well. And I want to make more heart-based decisions, follow my intuition more. So I think right now my challenge is tapping into that inner knowing and being able to take action, because I'm finding that I'm taking little bits of action and then fear kind of throws me back, and then I try again. And of course, the doubt is coming in very hot of the ego and what I should be kind of doing. So my challenge is really following that breadcrumb trail, trusting it, and putting those fears aside. So it's kind of a very big challenge.
It's one of the biggest, and I know now exactly why you were called to this, because this is exactly where everybody starts, right? Everybody starts, I want to figure out that weird stuff, and it gets scary, right?
Yeah.
It gets scary. So I took a couple notes. I want to make sure that I'm reflecting this correctly so I understand. I heard you say there is a fear of being seen in this new role. Heart feels a little blocked as far as taking action.
Yeah.
You want to take action from love. This is still pretty new to you. Let me ask you this question. Is this new in that it's not something you've talked a lot about your family or friends about? Is this still kind of your secret little thing?
So I have gotten past that. I was terrified when I posted on Instagram coming out of the spiritual closet. I don't know why I was so kind of afraid of that. My parents have been super supportive. And so I feel like I've kind of gotten a bit past that hurdle, but then being seen even more is, another level. And I'm kind of very frantic, reading everything, trying energy work, trying different modalities. And so it's really hard for me to find that focus. And I'm definitely a doer and not like someone who just can be, which is another struggle that I have, trying to do too much. And, that's probably not the best way to go.
Well, you have a beautiful energy, and obviously
Thank
you're
you.
curious. That is a beautiful trait to bring to this work. I remember years ago when I first started on the path, I was like a kid in a toy store. Let me try this. Let me try this. and you just kind of get overwhelmed. So check and make sure that I've got this right. If we're bringing an opportunity or a challenge or a situation to the principles, is the way I look at it. What are we bringing to the principles? Would it be your ease around pursuing the spiritual path? Would it be, what is that thing you're hoping the principles might help you with?
I would say ease, and the biggest thing would be trust.
Trust. Okay. And would clarity be in there also?
Oh, of course.
So we've got ease, trust, clarity.
Definitely.
Of those three, and they're all big. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take one of those and we're going to go through the process, and then you'll know how to do it for the others. What would you say you would like to bring to the principles today? Your ease around the process, your trust, or your clarity around this?
I would say clarity.
Okay. All right, here we go. Now, on a scale from 1 to 10, how clear do you feel you are on where to go, what your next steps are in this process, in this spiritual journey that you've embarked on? And there's no way you're going back. I know that.
Yeah. I would say a 4.
Okay. So right now we're at 4. All right. So we're obviously recording this, so you don't have to worry about taking notes or anything like that. But what I'd like you to do is just think about this idea of wanting to be more clear, having more clarity, not of the total picture, but these next steps.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most exciting things I've always found about the spiritual journey, it really is the journey. Just the people you meet and the tools and the tips and the techniques and yeah, that is actually so much fun. And it gives you a very broad understanding. You'll have your favorites, right? You'll have your favorites, but it just gives you such a deep, rich understanding of what's out there. So again, I just want to applaud you for, first of all, saying yes to spirit and really committing to this path. So let's do this. Go ahead, put your hand on your heart for me. And I'd like you to shut your eyes, because what I want to do is help disconnect you from anything in the outside world that might be, just distracting, including me, for example. And what I want you to do is we're really going to connect to the heart, which is where all your intelligence is. It's where the divinity within you resides. Imagine you're taking a deep heart breath in through the back of your heart, out through the front. Imagine, if you can, you're actually breathing the energy of love in through the back of your heart and out through the front. Just continue to breathe there for another couple breaths, bringing your consciousness into the heart space. Eyes still closed. When you feel deeply connected, you can go ahead and gently let your hand fall to your lap very comfortably. Oh, you're doing so well. Great. Now, Brooke, in the sacred space of your own heart, knowing that we're asking for clarity around your next steps on your spiritual journey, I want you to say silently, show me how to greet this opportunity with an open heart, without an agenda. And as best you can, just relax into that. Just relax. There might be images that come. You might get a phrase. It might be later today or tomorrow. But here's your invitation to trust. The answer that is the most appropriate and perfect for you is landing in your heart now. Show me how to greet this opportunity with an open heart, without an agenda now. Good. Good. Now, here's what I'd like you to do. We're going to go to the second principle now. And in this invitation on how you're going to be going on your spiritual path, again, in that sacred space of your own heart, I want you to ask this question. Show me how to see the divine essence here. There is a divine resource attached to every impulse we have that is rooted from a foundation of love. And that divine essence is the light in your path. Again, you might see an image, words. You might even just have a feeling. You are safe and protected here. And you can allow anything that needs to come to come. Okay. Now I'd like you to take a breath and open your eyes. First of all, thank you for showing up so fully for the work, because I can see that. I can feel it across the miles. What came up for you in those first two principles?
Whew, I still have it. Not so much words. Well, actually in the first one, when you're talking about the principle, trust came up a lot. But it was a really cool experience. I'm still having it right now. Just like electromagnetic chills through my body. And sometimes I get little chills here and there. And I know that's my full body. Yes. But this was like my entire body. And I even felt it. I've never felt this before, in the back of my head, the chills, just throughout my body, which was just a confirmation of, I know I'm supposed to be here, even with you today, being seen in whatever facet that is, but it just felt like a very comforting knowing. Yeah.
So with the first principle, that and thank you so much for sharing what you're going through to help others. I appreciate that. It helps me and it's helping everybody who'll ever see this. And I've got chills too now. I'm hoping I'm not going to cry. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to hold on. And in case you didn't know it, this back of the head is actually where many people think the divine speaks to us. So it's very interesting that that you felt that. So when we're going through the first principle, which is greet everyone, everything with an open heart without an agenda. What did that mean to you? Because everybody's going to bring, our own filters, our own understanding. What did it mean to you if you would be willing to share that with us?
Yeah, I think it came up even in the moment today that, this may be shared and, I just need to come with an open mind of, whatever comes out is what's meant to come out. And to me, it means meeting someone and being able to flow, see how things go without trying to force the situation. And so, yeah, I guess I used to live in Washington, D.C., and it was more of a, hi, nice to meet you. What do you do? And how can you help me? And so this is more of a human connection of just two hearts, I guess, meeting.
So how interesting is that? I'm about 45 miles outside of Washington, actually.
Okay.
That's so funny. So you know all about agendas. Maybe
exactly
all about agendas. How interesting is that? And trust came up, even though we have chosen to look at clarity. Spirit is bringing trust up for you.
Yeah, and I'm getting chills again as you say that, because and it's something I kind of maybe dismissed a little bit. But when we were talking about that, I kind of had a feeling of laughter, you're not supposed to really know what you're doing. And it reverted a little bit to the trust and kind of there was a sense of humor in it, which was really fun and nice.
So my personal belief is that love is joyful. And there is a you know, if I look at small children and I see their joy and their, you know, just the way they play without abandon, it's just pure love in motion. So very often I'm giggling and laughing during these sessions, hopefully not when it's inappropriate, but I'm thrilled that that's the way love was flowing through you. What about the second principle, to see the divine essence? Because what we were asking you to do here, what you were asking Spirit to help you with, is see the divine essence in your quest, in this quest for clarity. How did that come across for you? Again, if you're comfortable sharing that with us.
In the second one, so I had the full body chills, but it was really in the second one that I noticed like the head, and like it felt very magnetic. No words kind of came to mind, but it was more just like a full body feeling. And yeah, it kind of felt like something that I forget a lot. And like in what I'm doing, like trying to get somewhere, trying to like prove to myself that it's safe to be on this path, or, you know, that I'll land where I need to land. And sometimes I forget like why I'm on it, or like, you know, that divine is everywhere. And so it felt like a nice like remembrance.
Oh, I love that. A remembrance. The light to me is often, I mean, to me, we are light in human form. But for you to have that full body experience, while that's not what everybody will experience, because this is so unique.
Right.
Like any spiritual path, right? We're exactly where we're supposed to be. But that's really a delightful, what a delightful experience. Now, I was directed to stop before we get to the next principle, because as you know, and we'll now tell our audience, the principle 3 is about forgiveness. And I wanted to make sure that you and I talk, and we make sure that this is on the recording, is forgiveness is not condoning behavior of another or of yourself for that matter. Forgiveness is about energetically freeing you from any constricted energy that would stop you from going forward. Does that make sense, Brooke? Okay. Yeah. So just so you know in advance, I'm going to get you back to that little calm place. And then I'm going to be asking you, and I'm going to ask everybody in the audience as well, if there was something that you might need to forgive to be able to have more clarity in your situation that we're working with today, what would that be? And would you be willing to do it? I do want to say that I have used this practice, the principles, with people who have been dealing with extreme levels of emotional and physical abuse, people who have really horrific health challenges. And again, some people are just not ready to forgive. That's fine, because no loving principle is going to force anything on you. If they're trying to force you to do something, you're not on the love train, as I say. But what you can do, if you're interested, is say, show me what it would feel like to be ready to forgive. So I might use a few phrases here as I'm directed to do so, but you, Brooke, are going to pick what's right for you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And then we'll go right from that to our last principle, which is remember you never left the light of the all. And Miss Brooke, I think you're really going to like that one. So I think that was going to be pretty good for you. So let's do this. If you are following along with us, I really appreciate you understanding that while Brooke is being gracious and generous enough to invite you into this session that we're having, that you will have a different experience, quite frankly, in whatever you're dealing with. And Brooke, if you turn around and do this 10 minutes from now, I have no idea what that experience would be. This is unique to this practice for today. So let's go ahead and keep going in our practice. Brooke, just for a second, I'm going to have you put your hand on your chest again, on your heart. Let's reconnect to that beautiful heart space. You are just, yeah, you are so connected and you know how to feel that. It's not going to take you but a second. Just go ahead, do a couple of those heart breaths, be in that space of love. And when you feel connected, you gently let your hand go back to your lap. Breathing love in and out. There we go. Now, Brooke, in this invitation to be clearer about the next steps on your spiritual path, you can just nod yes or no. Does anything come to mind that might be a forgiveness opportunity for you around this? Okay. We don't need to know what it is. You just keep that in your mind. So, if you are willing, I would love to invite you again in that sacred space of your own heart to say, show me how to forgive quickly, completely, and unconditionally now. Because there's really no time and space. Now is always going to be appropriate. And the divine intelligence in Brooke knows exactly how to help her in this quest. Brooke, it might help if you breathe into that energy of forgiveness. There we go. Trusting that exactly the right thing is happening for you at this moment. Any release, any detangling, any forgiveness that you're ready for right now is happening with ease and the grace of spirit. There we go. Now we're going to move right into our fourth principle, which is remember, you never left the light of the all. So, Brooke, what I want you to do is with your eyes shut, I want you to imagine that you're standing in a beautiful field. And in this field, there is a gorgeous golden light, looks like a spotlight, shining from above you, probably creating a circle, maybe 10, 15 feet, maybe 20, all the way around you. This is the light of the all. It is teeming with laughter and joy and love, total acceptance. This is the divinity that you come from and that you are. While you are standing in this circle of light, you can imagine that this energy is gently penetrating your skin, going into your head, energizing and revitalizing every cell in your body. You can just imagine it gently and beautifully and joyfully just drifting down your head, down your neck, your shoulders, your arms, down your torso. And you're just actually realizing that every cell in your body is starting to sing from divine source. Let it gently go down through your hips, down through your legs, down through your feet. Every cell in your body singing the song of the divine. You are one with the all. Now, if you're willing and it feels right to you, you can invite any person, any situation, any organization, anything that you would like to forgive into the circle with you, even if it's an earlier version of yourself. And again, this is not condoning behavior. What this is doing is recognizing the divine love that connects us all. Sit in that circle of divine light. Let this light inform you at the cellular level of your next step and the next and the next. Let this flow be so easy. Just allow and trust. And when you feel that this has completed for now, knowing you can come back here anytime, because this is actually the light that you are, just take a nice deep breath in, release, and you can gently let your eyes open. Just take a second, dear friend, and if you need to grab some water, anything you need.
That was beautiful.
Aw. When you're ready, and if you're comfortable, is there anything you'd like to share with us about the forgiveness process? And we don't even need to know who or what it was, actually, just the process.
Mhm. Well, it's funny when you were talking about that we were moving to forgiveness, I could feel in my body like swaying and a little like anxiousness in my stomach about, okay, here we go.
Yeah, little let's head to the door kind of
Yeah,
energy. Yeah.
exactly. And I don't mind sharing kind of who I was forgiving, if that's okay.
Yep, it's okay with
Um,
me. It's all about you.
and I don't think I realized I even had this person to forgive, but um, it was myself, and it was for getting so lost and kind of forgiving myself for maybe not listening to the nudges and yeah, maybe like um yeah, I think there's a lot of like stuff there about just
I'm getting it.
yeah, like I am a busybody. I'm always constantly busy, and I think that has kind of covered up like me facing some things within myself and this journey, and um, so that was like super beautiful and chills again all over my body everywhere. Um, yeah, and it's nice to know that that needs to be part of my journey, is accepting, you know, that it's taken the time to be where I am, um, and yeah, forgiving myself for forgetting, I think.
And was it an earlier version of you that you brought into the light with you?
Yes. Yeah. So probably my early 20s. And then it was beautiful because I saw like this gorgeous, radiant version of myself. I guess my higher self, and just like a beautiful smile, just stunning. And I was like breathing kind of heavily at first. And then when you were talking about it going into every cell of your body, I like felt myself sink into my body more and like find a calmness. And I've never felt such energy in my heart. And I think that's something I've been trying so hard to have. So it was like so beautiful to feel so connected to that space, because like I said earlier, I feel really disconnected from my body sometimes. And it was like this energy moving around my heart, which was really beautiful. But yeah, it was an earlier version of myself, one that used a lot of distractions and just, probably could have been living a healthier lifestyle. But it was beautiful. I kind of like took the hands of my younger self with my higher self and just had like a moment.
Oh,
No,
that is
thank you. Thank you for that. That was amazing.
Well, thank you for being honest. And it sounds like I have never met anyone, including myself, that, hasn't forgiven an earlier version, right? Because we're human and then we kind of remember. Well, I think we're born divine, then we kind of learn to be human, then we have to learn again sometimes to be divine. So I really appreciate that you were willing to come on and share your journey. Now, I do have a question. Go ahead and shut your eyes. And on a scale from 1 to 10, as far as how clear you are about the next steps of your journey, what number would you give that now?
7.5.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to thank the principals. It's my honor and privilege and joy to help introduce this to people and bring people through it. But it's your divine intelligence leading the way. It was your divine intelligence that said, answer this call and let's go ahead and try to do this. Let's show up. And you have shown up beautifully and fully. And I so appreciate it. Is there anything about the process or about the principles that you want to share with people who might not know about it, or something that's happened for you? And if not, no problem. I just wanted to give you that opportunity.
First of all, I would love to just bottle up all of the feelings that I've had during this call and just be able to connect like that, because that would just be, I would do that every day.
And you can. You can.
Yeah. When I saw the principles on paper, I kind of thought, of course, like this makes total sense. I've been working on my spiritual journey, and it just makes sense to me. But walking through it and using a specific challenge and having like your energy on the call and everything, I didn't know what to expect coming into this, and it's like it was far beyond what I was expecting in such a beautiful and amazing way. And I really appreciate the time and the space and you sharing these principles with me, because there's a lot more here than what I thought.
I really can't tell you how much I'm trying not to cry, how much I appreciate you showing up so fully and so authentically and so publicly to do this. Part of our shared work, you, me, and everybody on the planet, is to love each other to our next levels, I think. With everything going on in the world, and I don't care if people are watching this the year that we recorded it or 10 years from now, the physical world will always have, at least for the immediate future, challenges, opportunities, and we can choose to react from love or we can choose to react from fear. And I have been delighted to see the energy. Now, we are thousands and thousands and thousands of miles apart. And honestly, I can feel you right here. That's love. That's the connection. That's the connection. It's no upgrade to Zoom that I know about, or I would have bought that thing years ago.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with that. So I so appreciate you showing up so honestly to just share something that's really private for you. And I hope this has been of service. I've been just so delighted that we got to do this together. I am so appreciative. You've shared it with people that are going to be seeing this. And I wish you nothing but love, light, and joy, my friend.
Thank you so much, Diane. I really, really appreciate it.
And thank you all for watching. There'll be information in the description below if you want to get in touch and find out how the Be Love principles can help you. Until then, I want you to know to be the love that you are. That's our invitation every day. I love you lots, and I'll see you next time.